Okay, so today we're going deep on something really important, I think.
Yeah.
It's about building generational wealth,
Okay.
specifically in the African immigrant community.
Interesting.
And we're zeroing in on this thing with life insurance.
Yeah, right.
And you know what really struck me
Yeah.
when I was reading through the source material?
Mm-hmm.
Was this one story
Oh, yeah.
about, someone driving these fancy cars,
Uh-huh.
but then saying they can't afford life insurance.
Interesting. Like, what?
It really makes you think.
It really makes you think about priorities.
Yeah, totally. I mean, when we talk about life insurance,
Yeah.
especially for immigrant families,
Right.
especially when they're supporting loved ones
Yeah.
here and back home,
Exactly.
it's about having that safety net.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
if something happens,
Right.
it's there.
You can get that.
Like nobody wants to think about it.
Right.
But that payout can be huge
Huge.
for funeral costs,
Yeah.
for debts, even replacing lost income.
Yeah. And honestly, for my family,
Life insurance wasn't something we talked about openly.
I can see that.
It felt kind of taboo.
That's pretty common, though.
Is it?
It's like this thing around money and death.
Right.
Sometimes it's more about looking successful,
Oh,
even if it means like stretching your finances too thin.
exactly.
And that's where, real financial security comes in.
Yeah.
It's not just about looking good. It's about protecting your family,
For the future.
no matter what.
No matter what.
And then you have all these types of life insurance.
Oh, yeah. It can feel really overwhelming.
It can.
Yeah.
Like you got your term life insurance. It's like more affordable.
Yeah.
It covers you for like a set period.
Like 10 years, 20 years.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's great for like temporary needs,
Like what?
like a mortgage or your kid's education.
Oh, okay.
And then you have whole life insurance. It's more expensive,
Yeah.
but it
Yeah.
covers you your whole life.
That's great.
It can build cash value too.
Wow. So it's like an investment.
Almost. And there are even those hybrid policies that combine both.
That makes sense.
It's about finding the right fit for you.
Yeah.
Your needs, your budget, the whole thing.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And speaking of, appearances versus security,
Mm-hmm.
this idea of generational poverty came up in the source.
Right, right.
What does that even mean?
So generational poverty, it's like these cycles of hardship
Okay.
that get passed down through families.
Wow.
It's a mix of things,
Like what?
limited financial literacy,
Right.
lack of resources, sometimes even cultural norms
Interesting.
that value short-term gains over the long game.
It's like a tough cycle to break.
It can be.
Yeah.
But here's the thing.
Yeah.
Smart choices,
Uh-huh.
like investing in life insurance,
Right.
they can actually help break those cycles.
It's about building something that lasts
Exactly. Building a legacy.
through the future.
It's powerful.
And it's about shifting that mindset, right?
Yeah.
From like scarcity
Mm-hmm.
to
Mm-hmm.
abundance.
It's about taking control.
And our source actually said something pretty powerful
What's that?
about refusing to contribute
Oh, wow.
to funerals of people who could have had life insurance,
Uh-huh.
but didn't.
It's a strong stance for sure.
It is.
It's about that personal responsibility,
Yeah.
taking care of your own.
Mm-hmm.
But you also have to think about those bigger issues too.
Like what?
Like, are people getting the right financial education?
That's true.
Do they even have access to affordable options?
Yeah. It makes you think.
It's complicated.
For sure.
It really is.
This whole thing about life insurance,
Yeah,
especially in the African immigrant community,
definitely.
it's so crucial.
Absolutely.
It's not just about avoiding burden.
Right.
It's about building a legacy.
For generations.
For real.
Imagine if this message got to every first-generation immigrant.
That would be huge.
It would change things.
It would empower people, strengthen families.
Build a better future.
That's the dream.
It is.
So as we wrap up,
Yeah.
think about
Okay.
what advice would you give your younger self
Mm-hmm.
about financial planning?
Interesting.
And what can you do today to make it happen?
Wow.
Until next time, keep diving deep.